Are we live? Hello? Ingram, I don't hear you. Ingram, I can't hear you. Hello? Can you guys hear me? You guys in the room, can y'all hear me? What is that music playing?
I got no idea.
Okay, there you go. Now I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right.
What happened?
No idea what was going on.
Okay.
Crazy is happening. Okay. Right. We shall start again. I don't know what the hell that was all about. Right. We shall start again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports in association with Round for Round Boxing, www.roundforroundboxing.com, and Three Kings Boxing. Check them out on Facebook, www.threekingsboxing.com. We have in the room with us finally Bo Bland from Truth and Some Facts about some sports. You know you're gonna love that. You know you're gonna love that.
Man, you have forever. You've been calling me that for the last 3 years, man. Ever since I messed up. I was finished. I messed up one name, but it's quite a few. But I've messed up a few names, and you've always been.
Right, listen. You're the man from the parallel universe. Like, we've got all these names, we've got extra S's on or take S's off, add S's that don't belong there, and when they do belong there. So it's okay. It's cool. Parallel universe. You'll never get, you know what? You'll never get done for copyright because you never pronounce the people's names right. So you're never going to have illegal issues.
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that one.
So how are you, my brother? How are things? What's been going on?
Man, all kind of things. Of course, as you know, the merger between BWTM and Three Kings Boxing is exceptionally huge. That was probably one of the, I have to say, man, probably one of the best bright spots of what's been going on, especially with us over here at the Three Kings. Then, of course, being in charge of the PR department, being the director of PR for Three Kings, I've been exceptionally busy. Fighters, promoters, just a slew of people reaching out to me now, and I'm arranging interviews. I'm articles that need to be written and things of that nature. Corresponding with you, corresponding with, of course, the owner and editor, EJ Will, 2K. It's amazing. It's really amazing, and just seeing what's going on in the sport of boxing, especially like when you come off the low years. Like a lot of us have always been fans of the sport, even during the low years. I'm talking 2014, and 2015, and 2013. And to see what happened in 2017, and then to see it continue to happen in 2018, and then you looking at the WBSS tournament in the lower weight division, bringing shine to the lower weight division. I mean, you can't, if you're somebody that tells me you love boxing, you're not excited about what's been happening this year, even if you don't particularly care for a fighter, but you still have to be excited about these announcements that's being made this year. I like it, man.
I've suddenly got pissed in boxing. I'm pissed. I'm seriously pissed at the moment.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
There are literally, in terms of pay-per-views, there's about 8 pay-per-view cards, and they're all pay-per-view. Fury, Wilder, Frampton, Warrington, Golovkin, Canelo. That's 3 pay-per-views. Callum Smith, George Gross, 4 pay-per-views already. Now think about the person who's already had to pay for Sky, or has to pay for Sky, and he's got BT as well. That's paid for that, and now they're going to have to pay on top of this. And they've got Box Nation they've paid subscription for. Now they've got to go and pay for pay-per-view events as well. Pissed. Think about it. So that's £20 every time you're going to see a pay-per-view event. That's not good.
Okay.
And okay, if you think about what pay-per-view meant, I'm sorry to start off like this. If you think of what pay-per-view event back in the day, now anybody's a bloody pay-per-view event. Wilder and Tyson Fury, granted, that should be a pay-per-view event. That should be a pay-per-view event.
Okay.
The World Boxing Super Series, the final, yeah, maybe that should be a pay-per-view event. Maybe the final. Frampton versus Warrington, a pay-per-view event? Really? I mean, Frampton's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. But pay-per-view?
Well, it's pay-per-view in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For us, it won't be pay-per-view. We'll be able to watch that like directly on
Yeah, but you're gonna have to pay for Wilder Fury, right? Surely.
If I don't know if Showtime decides to make that a pay-per-view. I think now I don't have a problem if they do. I think they should.
That should be pay-per-view, I think.
I think they should. They should make that a pay-per-view. But here's the thing. I think from an American standpoint, if some of these fights are pay-per-view, you're talking about, for us, we probably wouldn't have that big of a problem because our pay-per-views versus the price of our pay-per-views versus your pay-per-views are totally different. You guys' pay-per-views are $20. Okay, ours is $60, sometimes $70, which is the reason why that ESPN Plus app and even that DAZN app, $5 and $10 isn't that bad, considering that just as long as we get the right amount of fights. And I think with ESPN Plus, it's not just so much as the boxing as it is the other content that you get to go with the documentaries and all of that, right? Okay. So, but I get what you're saying as far as you don't want to flood the market with too many pay-per-views of fights that's not pay-per-view worthy. So I definitely get what you're saying. I get what you're like. Frampton and Warrington should not be a pay-per-view. I mean, hell, at this point, should Groves and Smith, because of the length of time we've waited for that, should that be pay-per-view?
Good question.
I mean, it's kind of lost this. Like, think about it. The one that started after it is over. The Cruiserweight one that started after that is over already. So, should that be pay-per-view? I don't know.
That's a good question. Should it be pay-per-view? I don't know if it should be pay-per-view. And you think about all the good fights now we're getting. People have to pay pay-per-view for these fights. I don't know how people in the UK feel about it, but I personally, I'm just really upset about it. Really upset.
Oh yeah, I can hear it in your voice, man.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right. It's not fair. I don't think it's fair anyway.
I'll put it to you like this.
You know what I mean? If like Wilder Fury, yes, I think that's pay-per-view. That's clearly
okay.
It's a fight we all want to see. I think that should be pay-per-view. I think it should be. Lineal champion versus WBC champion. Why not?
Mm-hmm. See, is Tyson Fury is not technically he's not still the lineal champion though.
Why'd you wear that out?
Well, wait a minute now, because when he retired, he was going out of sport for 2 years. Okay. Once you're out of the sport for that amount of time, I thought the lineal shit was taken away from you.
I don't know about that bit. Everyone's recognized him as the lineal champion. He still recognizes that.
He's okay, so he's still being recognized as the lineal champion.
Well, if Wilder beats him, then Wilder become lineal champion.
Okay, so because I'm only what I'm asking is because I don't want people to get confused, because sometimes I've done that myself. I don't want people to get the lineal championship belt with the ring belt. They're two different things.
No, he's linear. He's linear champion. Linear champion. I don't make a scene, but I think
I thought Tyson Fury retired. Because if he retired, he should no longer be lineal champion.
Linear champion isn't the man that beat the man.
Yeah, but he retired though. So if he retired,
he's still the man that beat the man.
Yeah, but see, okay, so if you retire, right, you have to establish a new lineal champion because this guy retired.
Did he retire or was he suspended? He didn't stop boxing out of his own accord, did he?
He didn't stop boxing when?
He didn't stop boxing from his own accord. He didn't say, that's it, I'm finished boxing, walking away. He actually got himself into some situation. He was okay. He got his license taken away from him. So he didn't retire. So that
I thought Tyson Fury announced, I'm retired. I'm retiring from boxing.
No, he didn't.
Okay, what did he say to him?
He didn't retire. He had his license revoked from him, and then he had to spend the time to get his license put back in place, and then he fought.
Okay.
The reason why he couldn't fight was because his license was taken away from him.
Okay.
And rather than piss folks off, I mean, the opportunity was him to go and fight in Ireland, but I think they said to him in Ireland that he couldn't fight in Ireland because the British Boxing Board and Control had given him a no-no. So he got his license back, and then he boxed.
Because I know he dropped all the belts, with the exception of the ring, and I remember that he dropped all the belts, and I thought he had.
Remember, I remember I did the video about that, about him dropping.
Yeah, I remember that.
I said at the time, people laughed at me. Going back, people laughed at me and said, "Oh, you don't be talking rubbish." I saw what the IBF were doing. I saw the IBF were trying to take the belt off Tyson. I said, "You know what? They're going to try and take all these belts off you, get rid of those belts, and keep the Ring Magazine belt, and go and make your own legacy, and be the first fighter to make your own legacy, and say that belts don't make champions. Belts don't make champions. They don't make champions. Okay, you can hold a title. You can I can go and buy a WBC belt tomorrow, right? I mean, I can go down to Fisher Price or Toys R Us and buy a belt and put it around my waist. That don't make me a champion,
right?
You understand? It's what you do in the ring that defines you as being a champion. So,
okay, all right.
But I still believe he's linear champion though.
Okay, well, like I said, I know that I know for a fact that the ring TV belt and lineal status is totally different. You know, so okay then, man. Like I said, I was just like I'm like, well, man, I mean, is he still lineal champion?
Fernando Man, brother, how you doing? Thank you so much for this. He says Tyson said he was going to retire, but he never followed through. He was still in the air, according to the Cyberzone Boxing, who is the official record keeper on the subject. Yeah, Tyson always telling you when Tyson was champion, he was talking he was going to retire. Tyson always says this and that. You got to take what most Tyson says with a pinch of salt. Really, you got to take most of what Tyson says. Tyson said that in his last fight he boxed like Sugar Ray Leonard. So I don't know. Maybe it was Sugar Ray Leonard that had come out of retirement and boxed. I don't know, but I didn't see him box like Sugar Ray Leonard. I know I can't ask Bo to give me a
what
unbiased opinion on Sugar Ray Leonard at this point in
time. No, you can't ask me to do that. Actually, yes, you can. You can ask me to give you an unbiased opinion on Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah, I can do that.
Do you think that Tyson for you boxed like Sugar Ray Leonard in his last fight?
I think in his last fight against Vladimir Klitschko?
No, against Pianetta.
Do I think he boxed like Sugar Ray Leonard?
I know you don't like Sugar Ray, so watch.
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out. It depends on which Sugar Ray Leonard we talking about. We're talking about the Sugar Ray Leonard that fought Roberto Duran.
We're talking Sugar Ray Leonard fought Marvin Hagler.
Oh yeah, he did. He did. He was basically just trying to wait towards the end of the fight to steal rounds. He most definitely did.
Sugar Ray Leonard. Wrong person to answer questions.
You know, that's Sugar Ray Leonard specialty right there. You know.
Oh dear. Maybe I should ask you the question.
My man here.
Michael.
Oh man, I guess hold on, wait a minute. I think my man EJ is listening.
Yeah, what's he saying?
He said, I'm gonna read this. The Ring Magazine belt officially crowns the Lineal champion. When Fury was stripped of that belt, he was no longer seen as the Lineal champion officially. He is unofficially still Lineal champion right now. That status is vacant. Now, he said Ring and Lineal are not different.
Aren't they?
I was under the impression that the Ring magazine, the Ring TV and Lineal status were different because Gennady Golovkin holds the ring belt, but he's not Lineal champion.
Well, who did he? You gotta beat him. Who's been the man that Golovkin's ever beat? By the way,
now I don't know, but I know that Miguel Cotto beat Sergio Martinez, who was the Lineal, then Martinez lost. I mean, then Cotto lost to Canelo, and Canelo was Lineal.
No.
Yeah, but now. I was always under the impression that Ring and Lineal was totally different. He's saying GGG is seen as Lineal champ.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I don't want to take this too far out of the point, but GGG Lineal champion. Who's he beat to be Lineal champion? I mean, surely you've got to beat a champion.
Well, he was awarded. Oh no, yeah, GGG do have the ring belt.
Yeah, they give the ring belt to the guy they considered the number one in division usually.
Yeah, GGG. Yeah, because I remember he. As a matter of fact, GG posted that on Instagram. He posted a picture of him.
Yeah, they give
getting that ring belt. Yeah, I remember that one.
They considered the number one guy in the division.
Yeah, my man listening to it. That's good. 2K Prodigy of Boxing is listening. He's listening. Hold on, let me see. Go ahead. I'm listening to you, Ingram.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through. Ring has his own Lineal. No, Ring is the approximation of the Lineal championship, and Canelo is the Lineal. Yeah, that's it. Shannon Biggs brought Foreman for the Lineal championship, but was never recognized as the Ring champion. Yeah, that makes sense. Ring has his own champion.
You said what now? Ring has his own champion?
Yeah. Fury defeated Klitschko for the titles, and he's still active, undefeated fighter. He's still the Lineal champion until beaten. Yeah, that's what I thought. What middleweight did Canelo Alvarez beat for his belt? True middleweight. Good question. What
was the question? Read that question again.
What middleweight did Canelo Alvarez beat for his belt? A true middleweight.
What true middleweight did Canelo Alvarez beat for his belt?
Yeah.
Nobody. He didn't beat a true middleweight.
Okay, what champion did Golovkin beat?
The only champion he ever beat was David Lemieux. That was the only champion I remember him beating.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's move on. I think, okay, let's talk to Fury because that's what this is about. Callum Phil says, what's Cal?
I wish we could come up in there.
Look,
go ahead.
Sorry, let me see. We've got people here. Okay, Michael says, did Tyson and Fury box like Sugar Ray Leonard in his last fight? Nope, he didn't. Yold says, Tyson is fantastic, but a good down boxer. He's a fantasist, but a good down boxer. Yeah. Callum Spill says, he didn't box anything, any form of Sugar Ray Leonard. Garbage. And then Will Breaker fighting my man says, it's clear cut Tyson Fury is the linear champion. This match should take place in November or December. Will determine not only the WBC champ, but the linear championship. Totally agree. Wayne Levitt says, Ingram, it's obvious Tyson was holding back on Pianetta. The power will come. Right. Well, I'm a bit unsure about that because you couldn't knock over a 40-year-old man who was basically a cruiserweight in Albania. But I don't know. It's not obvious. I don't know how obvious that was because I saw Tyson put some real leverage in some of them shots. I don't know how obvious it was. Callum says, you're sounding like... Callum is responding to what Wayne just said and says, hey, you sound like, hey, David, hey. Well, break. It says, effing deleted our comments. I see you in this chat sometimes. Oh dear.
I like that one comment. I like this one comment by IQ Boxing Academy. Tyson Fury is still the recognized true heavyweight champ as he did not lose his belts in the ring.
Yeah, that's true. You can't knock that. That's true.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't knock that right there.
Fanon, this is surely a sad state of affairs, but you're chronologically right. SKC says, I like Fury. I felt like Fury was trying to stop him with body shots in the later rounds. It wasn't happening, and I really wanted Fury to impress. And Michael Wilson says, but Tyson Fury wasn't known for having a great deal of power prior to the hiatus. No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. So I don't know where this stuff of Fury being a big puncher is. I think, you know what I can't stand sometimes when I read some of these comments is when people add stuff onto the fighter, like they wasn't a puncher, they weren't naturally a puncher, but suddenly they become a puncher, or they lack defensive qualities in all their fights, and they fight with their face, and suddenly in this fight they're gonna suddenly revert and do something defensive. Just take fighters for what they are, concentrate what they do have as fighters, and then you can give a fairer assessment as to what's gonna happen in a fight. But when you start adding things on, like you're playing Fight Night Champion or round for round boxing, where you're actually, you're going to the gym and adding on, like this guy's got 5 on his chin, he doesn't take a punch very well, suddenly he's going to add it to 10, and he's going to have a tremendous chin. Like for Fury, they're saying Fury, he takes a great shot. He got dropped by Cunningham, he got dropped by Pychek.
Yeah, I remember he got dropped by USS Steve Cunningham. He sure did.
He got dropped by Cunningham.
He got dropped by Cunningham. Cunningham was coming up from Cruiserweight too.
That punch came from the back of the arena, right? And that's the guy who's a Cruiserweight who Cunningham was not known as a big puncher. He's like it, Tyson. Then he got dropped by Nevin Pychek. Nevin Pychek's not known as a big puncher. And both the guys that dropped him are not big heavyweights, right? And none of those guys that dropped him have got the sort of speed that Wilder brings, all the sort of knockout power. So I was watching Tyson on the ropes against Pianetta, and he was doing all that stuff on the ropes. I'm thinking, you can
rope-a-dope. You're trying to do a rope-a-dope.
Yeah, you can rope-a-dope against Pianetta. That's fine. What's going to happen when you fight Wilder, who's got 3 times the hand speed, the length, and he's going to drive a right hand right through that? All he needs is one touch. One touch. And Pianetta was landing. What are your thoughts on that?
Here's the thing, and I've said this. I said, listen, I've always felt that the Tyson Fury that beat Vladimir Klitschko, I felt back then would have been able to beat Deontay Wilder, because I saw Deontay Wilder struggle with another fighter of equal height and equal length as him when he fought. I think the guy's name was Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington was pretty much winning that fight until Deontay touched him. Now, the difference between Gerald Washington and Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury is smart enough, Tyson Fury was skillful enough, and Tyson Fury was mobile enough back then to keep it a dull fight, make it a dull fight, and do that for over a course of 12 period rounds. He was able to do that against Vladimir Klitschko. But this Tyson Fury, I don't think will be able to maintain that. And I also think Wilder has learned, because you look at what he did with Stavern. Now people will look at Luis Ortiz, but the problem is Luis Ortiz is a southpaw. He's a skillful southpaw. That was never going to be a fight where he was going to be extremely effective, right? But you look at how he has established his jab when he fought Stavern, and he's starting to establish the jab a little bit more. So, and like you said, he has a very quick 1-2. I don't know if this Tyson Fury might be able to hold that off over a 12-round period.
Look, here's another thing. Here's another thing I've got to bring to the pot. This Tyson Fury, that Tyson Fury. There is no evidence to suggest any version of Tyson Fury could beat Deontay Wilder. There's no evidence to that.
The reason why I'm saying it is when I looked at how he fought, when he fought Klitschko, and Klitschko at that time was close to the same height and the same reach that he had. He was able to stifle him off by making it a boring fight, right? And the only way Klitschko could have beat him was to become an inside fighter. And credit to my man 2K, who've always said that wasn't something that he could have done. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
I'm going to say something to you. When people talk about the Klitschko fight, they see the beginning and they see the end, but they never look at the last 2 rounds. Go look at the last 2 rounds when Klitschko started coming on because he started letting his hands go on Fury.
Yeah,
that's where you see what Fury's style is like against pressure. Because before that, Klitschko was trying to work him out and didn't know what to do, was a bit hesitant. The last 2 rounds, Klitschko started closing the range down on Fury, and he started landing punches on Fury and started exchanging with Fury. That's what we need to see right there with a Deontay Wilder. Those last 2 rounds, if I'm a trainer, I'm telling Deontay Wilder, see those last 2 rounds that Klitschko had? I want you to start from those 2 rounds right there.
Right.
Fury.
Because that's when Vladimir started letting his hands go.
Right.
Hey, can we send a link to somebody? They want to come in.
If you want to. Yeah.
I'm going to send them this link.
Oh, dear.
Hold on.
I see that smile on your face. It looks like trouble.
It's always trouble. Me and this guy, he's my man, but I think he's going to come in. I think we're going to have ourselves.
But if you're going to have ourselves a disagreement. If you bring your man in, I'm going to have to bring my man in as well, man.
No. I'm going to bring him in, but I think we may have a disagreement. But hold on, I'm going to bring him in because that's really what it's about. Hold on, let me get him in here. I'm going to send him this little message right here. Keep talking. I hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay, Michael also says, started listening late, and here's the question for you all fellas. Given what we've seen from both Fury and especially Wilder over the past year or so, can Fury hold Wilder off?
Can Fury hold Wilder off? Man, I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to get this link. I think I'm copying it wrong. Probably yeah. Let me see if I go back here. Oh, wait a minute. I know. Hold on. Let me see.
Box says Fury won't play around on the ropes with Wilder like Pianetta did. Fury didn't play on the ropes with Vladimir either, but Fury was playing around with Cunningham and got dropped. Look, I think at the end of the day, people are taking a lot of stock in the Klitschko fight. It's not like Klitschko was invincible. Klitschko was coming to the end of his career. Fury admitted himself that Klitschko was an old man. So what I don't get is people are putting a lot of stock in this Klitschko fight, and Klitschko, it's done. It's gone. Forget about it. 3 years ago, the fight happened. Forget Klitschko. Right? Anthony Joshua, it's later on, beat up Klitschko. Forget Klitschko. We're now in 2018. The guy that fought Pianetta is the guy that's fighting Wilder.
Well, the guy that fought Pianetta is not going to beat Deontay Wilder.
Well, you tell me how much change that can be made between now and November. If they're smart,
not a lot.
And his team are smart, they take the fight in November, not December.
No, not a lot. But here's the thing, and I said this too. The problem with it is there's certain fights that when you're taking a fight, right, you fight a guy that has somewhat equal attributes as the guy that you're about to fight.
Yeah.
Okay. And Pianetta has nowhere near equal attributes as Deontay Wilder. Neither did the other guy have equal attributes of a Deontay Wilder. So what he was doing against Pianetta worked for Pianetta because Pianetta, the height, reach, power, all that is not something that he's going to have to deal with against Pianetta that he's going to have to deal with when it comes to Deontay Wilder. So that's why for me, I'm just like judging what I seen you do against these two guys. I can't even look at that and really say anything, because at the end of the day, I'm like, man, there's no way that either one of these dudes prepare you for Deontay Wilder. And that's just the truth of the matter.
I'm hearing something in the room here, and I can't believe what I cannot believe what I'm reading here. Deontay Wilder's chin is not good.
How do you figure that? He was hit by Luis Ortiz and did not go down. And Luis Ortiz hit him more than once and he did not go down. So how do you figure that?
Now, the guy that Josie Parker fought, that same guy Josie Parker fought and went the distance with Josie Parker, got blattered by Ortiz. Literally splattered.
The guy that who fought now?
Cojano?
Yeah, okay.
Ortiz's last fight. That's the guy that fought Joseph Parker.
Yeah, I think he went 12 rounds with Parker, didn't he?
Exactly. Look what Ortiz did to him. And
right, yeah. So
I don't know. I've got no idea. Is your man coming in the room or not?
Yeah. Well, I let him know the link has been sent. I'm waiting on him to get in here. Read some more comments. Here he goes.
Can y'all hear me?
No. Can't hear nothing you saying.
You know what? See, man. See, I'm at my office, and I'm listening to a whole lot of bullshit going on this damn podcast. So I'm like, hold on, man. Let me step outside. Let me get on this real quick. All right. I'm gonna go all the way back to that whole Ring Magazine situation. Let me tell y'all something. In boxing right now, men's professional boxing, we have 3 lineal champions in all 17 divisions that are official. You got Heki Butler, right? You got Vasyl Lomachenko, and you got Sariskis Rungvisai, right? What belt are all 3 of those men holding? The Ring Magazine belt. Now, let me tell you something. Gennady Golovkin has the Ring Magazine belt. He didn't beat anybody for it, nor has Oscar De La Hoya and Ring Magazine updated their rankings to show that Golovkin has the belt right now, because it was given to him in a press conference. And that's what the whole controversy surrounding that particular press conference was about. Like, well, hold on. Why are we giving him lineal status when he has not beaten anybody to get that lineal status?
Agreed.
So the whole point is, the setup is that if either one of these guys win, that's why the Ring Magazine put their belt on the line for this match. They said if any one of these guys win, they're going to be the lineal champion of middleweight. So trust me, after September 15th, and I'm about to piss a lot of your listeners off, when Canelo Alvarez defeats Gennady Golovkin, he's going to be seen as the middleweight lineal champion. Guaranteed. I put $100,000 on it right now. I don't even have $100,000. So there's that, and he will be the 4th lineal champion that boxing has holding the Ring Magazine belt. All right, there's that. Then you got Tyson Fury. I heard Ingram, my man Ingram, say something about there is no evidence of any version of Tyson Fury ever beating Deontay Wilder. Hold on, did you not watch Gerald Washington outbox Deontay Wilder for 5 rounds, fam?
I said that. I said that.
Wait. Hold on. What boxing? Listen, Joe Washington boxes the same way all the time. 4 rounds, he looks good, and he reverses to the ropes. And I predicted what would happen. I said after 4 rounds, he'll go back up against the ropes. Deontay Wilder put 1-2 on him within 6 rounds to stop him. That's exactly what happened.
No doubt. Hey,
Joe Washington has got no stamina. Joe Washington, after 4 rounds, like malfunction, he goes, all right, I must go backwards. I must sit against the ropes. I must get punished. After 4 rounds, flip General Washington.
But this is the problem. This is the problem, though. This is what what nobody is saying. Gerald Washington is a fucking C-level fighter who was able to outbox Deontay Wilder. Okay, he has C-level boxing ability. Tyson Fury, before he defeated Vladimir Klitschko, had A-level boxing ability. So what was Tyson Fury going to be able to do that Gerald Washington wouldn't be able to do? Or excuse me, what was
wait a minute. If you've been listening to the podcast, then you'd heard me say that.
Hold on. That being said is all great. You may have A-level ability. When that right hand lands, I want to know what the ability level is like then.
But this
But
is
see,
the thing, though. Tyson Fury back then was excellent at rolling with punches, man. The reason why he fucking got dropped by Cruiserweight and Steve Cunningham is because he didn't respect the fact that Steve Cunningham was a Cruiserweight, or at least could be fighting him at heavyweight. You know, he was like, oh, this little guy's coming up from Cruiserweight. I'm going to just stand in front of him and fuck around with him. And he got caught in a spot that where if you get hit, anybody's going to, their legs are going to wobble. They might react by falling. You know what I'm saying? But then he got right back up and treated him like the little motherfucker that he is and threw him around the ring and beat the hell out of him. Now, he's not going to go in there playing with the Deontay Wilder. Let's just say, hypothetically, Tyson Fury is back to the old Tyson Fury that, you know, defeated Vladimir Klitschko. He effectively turned Vladimir into an inside fighter who, a style that Vladimir Klitschko has never been able to do, right? Let's say he reverts back to that before this fight. He's not going to play with Deontay Wilder knowing that he has one big hand, one big right hand, one big punch. And that if he actually keeps himself in front of that, if he's not circling laterally to his right instead of his left, then he might get caught by that. See, Tyson Fury's not a dumb fighter. That's another thing. So we're talking about his A-level boxing ability, plus his ability to think in the ring, plus his ring IQ, which is way better than a fucking Gerald Washington.
Okay, but hold on, wait a minute now.
That sounds good.
Wait, hold on, Ingram. Let me say this. Because if you've been listening, I said all of that and more that you said. But here's the thing, though. Can he do that now? Does he still have all of that right now?
Right, and that's why I said hypothetically speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If he were to revert back now, right now, I think this is a terrible time for him to take this fight. You know, I'm on record saying that. I think it's a terrible time. You know what I'm saying?
But I want to get back to this Lineal thing because I want to jump on you on this right quick.
Hold on, before you jump on that, I want to finish this off with him. I know you're talking about this reverting back. How's he going to revert back to something that that the trainer that he had at the time has gone? How's he going to revert back to that?
Well, because Tyson Fury has fought that style his entire career. You know what I'm saying? Once you've already ingrained a particular style in what you do, that it becomes you as a fighter. You don't really need a particular trainer to teach you how to fight that way anymore. That's why I feel like he can revert to that. But I mean, I don't think right now is the time. Definitely not.
I would have to disagree with you. A key component to a fight, I think, strategy, training your body, get your body in the right shape, physically, mentally, emotionally, no cutting, no corners. Is Tyson training himself? Is his trainer training him? What sort of relationship do they have? And how key is that relationship going to be when he's in the ring against your father?
You're talking about other things. I'm talking more so about his style. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about weight and all this other stuff and chemistry. I'm talking about style. You know, Tyson Fury's style, he may not be able to fight that same style because of the amount of weight that he has gained over time, and he's lost majority of it, but he's still a bit out of shape in the ring. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said he needs to fight probably 2 more fights before he even should be thinking about a Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua in order to get himself back into that shape where he can move around the ring like he used to. Right now, even if against Francisco Pianeta, it was clear that he was banking in rounds just to prepare himself for a Deontay Wilder fight, but you could see that he couldn't move anywhere near the way he was moving against Vladimir Klitschko, against anybody else that he's fought, Derek Chisora, right? You didn't see that same type of movement. So in order for him to incorporate the correct style to defeat Deontay Wilder, he's going to have to get a little bit more fights under his belt, but it has nothing to do with his trainer and him being able to fight that particular way, because that's ingrained in him. That's who he is as a fighter.
I want to go back to the thing about Gerald Washington. Are you comparing Gerald Washington and Tyson Fury in terms of athleticism?
No.
No way are they the same sort of athlete.
No, what I'm comparing is the fact that Deontay Wilder allowed a C-level boxer to outbox him for 5 rounds before he actually landed his shot. And to be quite honest with you, that damn referee stopped the fight prematurely, because when Deontay Wilder started throwing his windmills, none of them landed. You know what I'm saying? So he allowed a C-level boxer to outthink him and outbox him for 4 to 5 straight rounds. That's what I'm talking about.
Can I also remind you of the history before that fight? Didn't Deontay Wilder have surgery and was out of the ring for a long time, had a long layoff before coming back?
Yeah, right. It was his right hand, I believe. He had his right hand. So a lot of people were saying he wasn't throwing the right hand the way he was. But this is what I'm going to tell you, Ingram. Your ability to think in the ring has nothing to do with your ability to throw a right hand. You can actually stop getting hit by a jab by not using your right hand. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather had hand injuries his entire career, but he had the right brain and the correct mindset to be able to derive a game plan to not get hit by shots he shouldn't be getting hit by.
Wait, hold on. So if with that way of thinking, you're talking about how he was getting outboxed. Well, then I could go and say, well, Canelo was being outboxed by Amir Khan. What happened?
He was.
And then what happened? And then what happened?
Well, the problem there is Amir Khan moved up 2 fucking weight classes. That's not a parallel.
And Amir Khan has a tendency of staying in the pocket too long after combination.
Exactly.
That's how Danny Garcia caught him.
Listen. I'm not one of these guys who are trying to make Ward something he's not. He's a puncher, brawler. That's what he is. And for him, as far as I'm concerned, he does one thing and does one thing very well. He knows how to set up the home run. He knows how to set it up.
Oh yeah.
4 rounds to set up that one home run. He took 4 rounds to set up that whole one with that one run. Put left hand out, waiting for the opportunity. Boom, down the pipe. That's it. So you could say 4 rounds is getting out boxed, or 4 rounds is waiting for the opportunity. It depends how you look at it.
Yeah, I agree. One thing
you could say he's been outboxed. I could say he's just being patient. It's a 12-round fight. He ain't prize fighter.
That's possible, but at the same time, you don't want to do that particular. Hold on a second. Okay, you don't want to have that particular kind of game plan against a fighter that has displayed elite level status at one point in his career. Now, whether or not Tyson Fury will be able to display that elite level status against Deontay Wilder when they fight November/December, hey, that remains to be seen. But all I'm saying is, if this guy is able to revert back to who he is, which it is very possible that he can do so, if he's able to do that, Deontay Wilder cannot sit back idly by, you know what I'm saying, for half the fucking fight and allow himself to get outboxed, hoping that he lands his straight right hand and hoping that Tyson Fury can't take that punch. That'll be a stupid-ass game plan.
Listen, I can't see it happening. If you see the man fall and hit the canvas to a cruiserweight and to a heavyweight that's Nevin Picher, big puncher, you should be licking your lips. Listen though, we're talking about he got knocked down by Steve Cunningham, but he's fought guys that hit harder than Steve Cunningham within the heavyweight division, and he didn't even get buzzed. We can go back to Steve Cunningham, but why do we not talk about the guys that have much more power than Steve Cunningham that he's fought after that didn't even buzz him? So we can do that, but then we can't omit those fighters he's fought that have more power after Steve Cunningham.
But hold on, wait a minute though. Hold on, wait a minute. I want to bring up one point, because you say that Ingram, you say that he's being patient rather than being outboxed, right? Mm-hmm. Now here's my problem with that.
Yeah.
Go back to the first time Deontay Wilder fought Romain Stavern. He actually was being more active on the boxing side than anything. But he has regressed since that fight, only waiting to throw that big right hand. And that's the biggest problem that you have with him.
But then look at the different stars. The Stavern stars are a little different to the guys he's fought. When you not say, I mean, he's fought Duhaupas, he's fought, who is it? Duhaupas.
Artur Beterbiev. Artur Spilka.
Areola.
Eric Molina.
Eric
Molina.
So I think they've been contrasting styles since that fight. Would you not say?
I think
I won't say this point.
I think
Go on.
Go ahead, Ingram.
No, you go on, because I've lost my point. Go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the biggest things that I've seen Deontay Wilder improve on is his movement. A lot of the times in those fights, especially Eric Molina, he wasn't moving a lot, and that's why Eric Molina was able to get on the inside and land repeated uppercuts. But after that, he actually did an excellent job moving, he's starting to pivot now. That's one thing that I've seen. But I'm with Bo. A lot of his game plan is harping on that big right hand. I mean, he did it against Luis Ortiz. He did it against Gerald Washington. You know what I'm saying? He's really looking to just land that one big motherfucker even tells you, hey, I don't have all the skill. But when I land this right hand, nah, man, that's not how I need you to be talking when you're gonna get in the ring with elite level fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, Luis Ortiz, there's a lot of controversy surrounding that particular fight, going into the 7th round. Now, me personally, I'm glad the referee did not stop the fight because Deontay Wilder was the champion. You got to give the champion the benefit of the doubt, right? But there is an argument, and it's a very good argument out there that people believe that Deontay Wilder should have gotten stopped because there are champions in the past that have been stopped getting beat less than or receiving less punishment than what Deontay Wilder was receiving in that round. You see what I'm saying? So, he did knock Luis Ortiz down, I believe, in the 3rd or 4th round. But besides that, he proceeded to lose every fucking round until he knocked him out in the 9th or 10th or whatever it was. He can't do that against a guy like Tyson Fury if he actually reverts back to his own self. That's all I'm saying. He can't do that, man.
Go ahead, Ingram. What you about to say?
Okay. Now, I know you say that, but have you looked at this man's knockout ratio?
Who, Fury or
Wilder? Have you looked at
Wilder's 40-0 with 39 knockouts.
All right. Have you looked at that ratio?
Right.
What does that ratio tell you?
Well, it tells me still he's only knocked out one elite level opponent. That's what that tells me.
It tells me that every man he touches hits the canvas. That's what it tells me.
But every man up to Luis Ortiz was C level or worse.
Okay. So
except Stavern. Stavern is B-.
Where'd you put
We're B-.
Where'd you put Luis Ortiz then in terms of your ranking?
Oh, I thought Luis Ortiz was probably one of the most skillful heavyweights in the division.
No. Listen, one of the best. One of the best. Where is he in your ranking? Is he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Where is he?
He's not one. Well, he can't be 1 or 2 because he's not a champion for one.
Okay.
And he just lost. I'd put him at 3 or 4.
Who'd you put ahead of him?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who'd you put ahead of him?
Oh, of course, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. And maybe, again, Tyson Fury's an asterisk. I would just have to put him ahead of him because he's still unofficially the lineal champion.
You're suggesting that Joshua could beat Ortiz?
No, that doesn't mean I think Joshua can beat him. That just means that Joshua is more recognized and he's done. He's actually more successful than Luis Ortiz. That's all that means. Now, if we're talking about skill, then I think Luis Ortiz gives Anthony Joshua all the problems in the world. But I do believe eventually, because Luis Ortiz has stamina issues, he doesn't know how to, let's say when he gets his opponent hurt, he doesn't know how to maintain poise and basically pace himself. He gets gassed out, and I think he will get caught just like he got caught against Deontay Wilder against Anthony Joshua. I do believe that.
Okay, hold on. Let me get I gotta say the Cali Enigma. Shout out to Cali Enigma Boxing and Sports Network. Shout out to him. This is what Wilder detractors do. Talk about him getting out of box all the time. Who cares? All of his fights end up the same way.
Oh no, most definitely. We know how they end up. But when you
at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, no, we know how they end up. But when you're talking about trying to see I don't know what part of the conversation you came in on. We're talking about who that Tyson Fury fought makes us think that version of Tyson Fury would have been able to outbox Deontay Wilder. And that's part of that was we was talking about the fact that how he looked against Klitschko versus how Wilder looked against an opponent in Gerald Washington.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I was one of the guys that backed Tyson to beat Klitschko. But I believe he did so before he got in the ring against Klitschko. I think he messed with Klitschko's head. Now.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me say something too. We're not Wilder detractors either. We are for the sport of boxing.
That's why
we're for the sport of boxing. It don't matter to us who win or who do what.
This is us giving an analytical breakdown of what is actually happening in the ring, not just coming into a fucking chat and saying, hey, he has a big right hand, he wins. No, this is an analytical breakdown.
Absolutely.
You look at an analytical breakdown, you have to look at all facets of what's happening in the ring.
Now,
go ahead.
I go back to the last 2 rounds of when Tyson fought Klitschko. Klitschko didn't do anything. And that's down to Tyson's ability. That I appreciate. But the last 2 rounds of that fight is when Klitschko started coming on to Tyson. The last 2 rounds. 2 rounds, there's a blueprint. And have Deontay Wilder in that same position. What happens?
Okay. The reason why I disagree with that is because Deontay Wilder is not an inside fighter of that nature. Now, I agree with you. There is a blueprint. I do agree with you on that. But what Tyson Fury was effectively able to do, and this is why, to me, Fury Klitschko was one of the easiest predictions I've made as my time of actually calling fights, man, because it was an easy game plan. This is a guy that, his entire career, he depended on fighters being either having a lesser reach than him or being shorter than him. He had only fought 1 or 2 other fighters. I know one of them was Marius Wack. I can't remember the other guy, but it was only 2 other fighters in his career where they had a both height and reach advantage over him, okay? But, of course, they didn't have the skill set of a Tyson Fury. So easily prior to that fight, it was like all he has to do is relegate Vladimir Klitschko into an inside fighter, and this is an easy 12-round unanimous decision win for Tyson Fury. And that's exactly what he did. Now, to your point, when he got to those championship rounds, Tyson Fury stopped moving. And maybe it was because he was a little winded. He was moving for fucking 10 straight rounds before that. But he did stop moving, and he did allow Vladimir Klitschko to get on the inside of him and to land a couple of shots. But it still wasn't enough for me to give Klitschko both of those rounds. I think I gave him 1 of those 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? The way that Klitschko got inside of him, though, Deontay Wilder is not going to employ that particular kind of pressure that Vladimir Klitschko was forced to do in order to get inside of Tyson Fury. You see what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder is an outside fighter. He's a boxer, fam. So he's going to try to outbox Tyson Fury. He may try to make himself into a boxer puncher in that particular fight. He does that pretty much in every fight, but he's not the quintessential boxer puncher. He doesn't use his jab just to get at mid-range distance in order to land a lot of his short shots, on the inside or at mid-range distance. That's not what he does. He actually just sets up his big straight right hand from the outside. And that's exactly what he's going to do against Tyson Fury. But I believe, again, and this is why there's always a question mark on these type of things when you got a fighter who is really good and, he had some type of layoff. I mean, we saw the same thing with Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. Even though I picked Andre Ward to win both of those fights, there was still an asterisk next to Andre Ward's name. Like, is he still going to be able to do the same shit he was able to do to Carl Froch to a fucking Kovalev? It's the same thing with Tyson Fury. Is he still going to be able to fight the way that he's fought prior in his career that made him one of the best boxers in the game? Is he able to be that guy against a Deontay Wilder? And if he is, then he's going to, again, do exactly what he did with Vladimir Klitschko. He's going to effectively make Deontay Wilder an inside fighter, and he's not that, fam. So we'll see. But I'm just saying everything harps on whether or not Tyson Fury can return to form. That's really what it harps on.
Well, let me say this right quick, because in those last 2 rounds, Vladimir Klitschko started to actually let his hands go a lot more than he did in the first 10 rounds. Now, if Deontay Wilder can come in and just let his hands go, he ain't got to be looking to hit him or touch him. Just let his hands go. He can change the complexity of the game. Now, and I want to address something. See, here's the thing, because people like saying, "Oh, Wilder could get out boxed. It don't matter as long as he lands that right hand." But here's the problem: is this, and this is what we're saying. If you watch what Tyson Fury was able to do against Vladimir Klitschko, he was effectively able to take that away for 12 rounds. You see what I'm saying? So if Tyson Fury can effectively do the same thing to Deontay Wilder that he did for Vladimir Klitschko, which is take that away for 12 rounds, which is that Tyson Fury that fought Vladimir Klitschko, if he can return to form, he had the ring IQ, he had the mobility, and he had the skill to do it. Now, I don't think he can now because when you go to fight Deontay Wilder, and this is something that I think a lot of us have talked about. If you're spending too much time losing weight in training camp, you're not really training properly. That you need to be training. Okay,
I agree.
So if most of your training camp is spent trying to lose weight, you're not training properly. And Tyson Fury has been out the game too long. His body effectively has had 2 years of not incurring damage.
Yes.
How will his body react to being damaged the way that Wilder can damage him is going to be another question, right?
Very good point.
Right. So that's all part of an analytical breakdown that we're giving. We understand one thing, and I've defended this 100 times. Deontay Wilder, after fighting Bermane Stiverne, and I felt that was in the first fight, that was his best. That was his best performance, right? And I was hoping after the second fight with Bermane Stiverne that when he reestablished that jab, he would do it in the next fight. But of course, he wound up fighting a guy by the name of Luis Ortiz, and a slick southpaw. That was just disaster from beginning. That wasn't a fight that he was going to win from a skill set standpoint. But if he can come out in this fight and effectively establish that jab and go and just throw it out there, go punch for punch with Tyson Fury, he will make Tyson Fury do the one thing that Tyson Fury don't like doing is reset. Tyson Fury has a bad habit of when he resets, he leaves himself exposed, and that's what Wilder can catch him.
The other thing that you've got to take into consideration, speed and footwork. Wilder is 215, 220 pounds. You tell me who Tyson Fury has been in the ring with that moves that fast with that kind of hand speed and punching power to get explosiveness, and it's no record like that. Absolutely.
Well, I've always said Deontay Wilder is a middleweight that fights as a heavyweight. What I mean by that is Deontay Wilder is one of those guys that he kind of reminds me of Felix Trinidad, very skinny but can produce power in an instant, and he's exceptionally agile. He is always better at being the more fresh guy that, like most heavyweights, only have a 20-second window that once they get you hurt, they have a 20-second window to knock you out. Deontay Wilder is conditioned because he's not big and bulky. He's exceptionally lean, and lean muscle requires less oxygen and red blood cells than heavy muscle. And Deontay Wilder is conditioned to where if he has to bomb you out for 2 minutes, he can literally bomb your ass out for 2 minutes until he catches you. That's how he conditions himself, because he only weighs between 215 and 220 pounds at 6'7". He has very low body fat, and he's exceptionally lean, and that goes a longer way versus guys that are like 240 that are like 10% or 12% body fat.
Well, Tyson Fury came in at 18 stone, which is like 255 pounds or something like that in his last fight, which is like a good 150 pounds less than what he weighed, a year and a half ago. So, but on top of that, Bo, be careful how you make these comparisons, man. You say Deontay Wilder is a middleweight fighting as a heavyweight. You're effectively going to make these casuals think that you're comparing him to Ezra Charles. You don't want to do that.
You know what I mean, though. You're right. You're right, Cash. You're right. So let me put it like this. Let me just change it. Deontay Wilder as a heavyweight doesn't move like your most big bulky heavyweight. He moved more like a guy of a lower weight division.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me say that. You're right.
100%.
Can we clear this thing up with people saying that Tyson Fury won't get hit? Because I think that's absolute crap.
That's bullshit.
I do too. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. He's gonna get touched. Everybody gets touched in the ring. Come on now.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I agree with you on that. The Pineda was able to touch him. He just don't have no power. But he was able to touch him. So yeah,
everybody gets. Floyd Mayweather was getting touched against Marcos McDonald. I mean, come on now.
Fury was touching him too. I mean, I don't know where these people are going.
Yeah, everybody gets touched, man.
Yeah. That's.
I don't know, man. Like, it's my argument was more so the idea that the old Tyson Fury didn't show enough evidence to beat a Deontay Wilder. That motherfucker sure did, in my opinion. But again, that doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we got this new Tyson Fury. The fight is happening against this new version of Tyson Fury, and the only thing that I could hope for him is that he reverts his ass back, and within these next 3 fucking months, he reverts his ass back to the old Tyson Fury. Because if he doesn't, man, he might get put to sleep, man.
Yeah, hold on. I want to get back to something. I want to get back to this because we was talking about that Lineal thing. Now, here's the thing that I have, because then we got to start making corrections. We got to start making these journalists and these boxing pundits make this correction, because when Aleda Alvarez was fighting, he just fought this weekend. Aleda Alvarez was fighting Kovalov, right? When he was fighting Kovalov, this is what I believe it was Jim Lampley said. He said he said Adonis Chickinson is still recognized as the lineal champion. He said he's still recognized as the lineal champion, although he has not been fighting top level competition, but he's still recognized as being the lineal champion. But he does not hold the Ring TV belt. So go ahead. What were you about to say?
You have to take it like this. It's just like when everybody else that talks boxing says, hey, that guy's still the lineal champion, regardless of what you say and what you believe. He still didn't lose the belt in the ring. Therefore, he's still the lineal champion. You also got guys who believe that undisputed status is only when you hold all 3 belts without the WBO. Even though the WBO became a recognized sanctioning body to be undisputed champion back in February of 2007, you still got guys who say, hey, if you got the IBF, WBC, WBA, you're the undisputed champion. That's what this is all about. But in reality, Ring Magazine has incorporated themselves as crowning the lineal champion. That's why you see the 3 lineal champions that we do have in all 17 divisions today actually hold the Ring Magazine belt. And that's what it's come to today. So, I mean, he's right. Adonis Stevenson is recognized as the real lineal champion, but Andre Ward held that status when he defeated Sergey Kovalev that second time and retired. Now it's vacant. So that's just reality.
Can somebody explain to me what the undisputed WBC heavyweight champion of the world is, please?
Huh?
Undisputed WBC? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's not a term.
That doesn't make sense.
That's what they said the other day. Yeah, Deontay Wilder, the undisputed WBC heavyweight champion of the world, is going to fight linear heavyweight champion of the world.
They must have meant to say undefeated and slipped up and said undisputed.
Yeah, probably.
They probably meant to say that. I don't understand that one.
That
didn't make no sense.
I didn't make no sense to me, but I thought
that's like I think it was some fight I was watching, where they was talking about, and they was talking about and a unified champion. I'm like, how the hell are you a unified champion? You fighting for 2 interim belts? Like, that be confusing me when I be hearing stuff like that.
But you gotta understand, man. A lot of these boxing pundits are being paid. You know, they don't give a fuck about what comes out of their mouth a lot of times, and we all know how biased Jim Lampley has been over the past couple of decades, actually. So, to be honest with you, man, I really don't take anything what those guys have to say. Really, man, the only commentator that I actually take their information in as golden is probably Paulie Malignaggi right now. Ain't nobody else, really, man. And a couple of cats out there in the UK, they know what they're talking about. But other than that, I really don't take what a lot of these guys say, man, as golden, because at the end of the day, a lot of them are paid agenda drivers. You know what I'm saying? And they don't give a fuck what comes out of their mouth, man. And they know that people are going to listen to what they say.
Two things, EJ. Question one was, did Tyson Fury look like Sugar Ray Leonard in there? And what did you think of his Ali Rope-a-Dope?
Did you say, did he look like Sugar Ray Leonard?
He said,
is that what I heard?
Yeah. They said did he look like Sugar Ray Leonard that fought who? Marvin Hagler?
No. Tyson said he looked like Sugar Ray. He was, when he fought Pianetta, he looked like Sugar Ray Leonard in there.
Wait. Mike Tyson said that?
No, Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury said that.
Hey, I got 3 letters for you that pretty much makes up an acronym for why he said that. WWE. That's why he said that. That's why he said that. It's
hey, you know what? Man. Hey, you know what? If you think that performance was garbage, then I say, yeah, he did look like Sugar Ray Leonard. And they're trying to steal rounds toward the end of a fight, like Sugar Ray punk ass, Aaron Pryor ducking ass would do.
Oh man, yeah, you can't mention Sugar Ray Leonard's name around Bo. He goes off on a tangent.
We're gonna do a special. Why doesn't Bo like Sugar Ray Leonard? We're gonna do a special on that for show.
Absolutely.
I tell you, man, you don't even get me started. oh, this is a great time to fight him. I thought Marvin Hagler came into my restaurant. He said he's thinking, oh, this is a great time. Oh, punk ass. You ain't want to fight him when he was ferocious, huh? You want to fight the man when he was thinking about leaving. Get your punk ass out of here.
Oh, come on, man. Oh dear. Oh dear. People are talking in the room. Let's see what people. Let's see. Anyone think the millions Tyson will receive from the Wilder fight may have a hand in him accepting the fight quicker than we thought he would have done?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe so. Well, you know, I listen. This is what I truly believe, right? When Tyson Fury was coming back, and this is even based off of if you watch the talk he was saying when he was out of boxing. Tyson Fury was coming back. He knew he had one main goal, which was either fight with Wilder or fight with Joshua, because there were the only two fights that was going to give him a good amount of money, right? So when he came back with 3 fights, he had 3 fights left. Now, the possibility of Frank Warren probably working in with making such a mega fight with Eddie Hearns was I'm not going to say slim to none, but it was low in percentage, okay? And I believe when he came back with those 3 fights, they said then at the end of this third fight, you're going to have to fight either Wilder or Anthony Joshua. So I truly believe that they knew that they was going to take that route by the end of this third fight, because again, there's no way that you look at Tyson Fury and feel he was ready for either one of these dudes. So based off what he was saying off Twitter, and he was always calling them bums and all that. So based off what he was saying off Twitter, yeah, I believe that, yeah, he knew what he was going to do.
Let me say this. I gotta go back in the office. But let me say this real quick. I think you know, in the back of my mind, whenever they actually started talking on Twitter and all this shit was going on social media, you know, we covered it on 3kingsboxing.com from pillar to post up to this point you see now. And we in the back of my head, I'm thinking, you know, Tyson Fury might just be trying to cash out now. You know, he has like my man Bo mentioned earlier, he's got a 3-fight deal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is gonna be the last hurrah. You know, win or lose, he's gonna cash out. I think if he wins, I think he sticks around. But if he loses, I definitely think he's gonna retire. A follower of 3 Kings mentioned that he's probably gonna retire after he loses to Deontay Wilder, and he might go to the WWE, start wrestling. I actually don't see that. I can see that happening. Yeah. Real talk. So, you know, I really believe that there is a possibility that he could be trying to cash out here, man, because I just don't like him getting in the ring with Sefer Seferi and then fucking Francisco Pianeta, and then, you know, all of a sudden he's ready for Deontay Wilder, man. I don't like that, man. It's got to be about money, you know. But let me go ahead and check up out of here, man. Hey, Ingram, I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all sending the link. You know, me getting on here had to spank the children real quick.
You mean the guys in the chat? That's who you was spanking, baby. He was spanking them dudes in the chat.
Word up. Now, I love you fellas, man. Don't forget to go to 3kingsboxing.com. Make sure you check out BWTM Sports all day, every day. They will be dropping a lot of information about Round for Round Boxing, that new video game. We will also be writing articles on Round for Round Boxing and all the fighters that are available and will be participating in that particular game. But again, thank you, fellas. I'm out of here.
2K, much love.
All right.
That was good.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's see what people are saying in the room. There's a lot of people in the room still. People are saying,
you know what, Ingram, there is something that I want to talk about, and this is how people love to move the goalposts. I want to talk about how people. I mean, throughout history. Listen, I've watched a lot of boxing throughout. Oh man, in my age, my very advanced age in life, and I've seen fans move the goalposts before. So let's not make it look like this is a new thing. I've seen how the goalpost was when it was Marvin Hagler versus how the goalpost was when it was for that one dude who claimed he had an eye issue, but retired and came back and retired and came back and retired and came back, right? So I've seen the goalposts move for a lot of fighters, but when it comes to fighters people don't like and all that, like I be wanting to stop moving the goalposts. Okay, if we have told, like Deontay Wilder, we said, listen, man, you got to do things. You got to start stepping up. And he actually starts to do this, like the things that we wanted him to do, and he actually started doing it. Then we got to start giving him credit for doing it, and any fighter for doing that. We can't sit here and move the goalposts and say, I remember when everybody, when Luis Ortiz was with Eddie Hearns, everybody wanted him to fight Wilder. Okay, Wilder goes and fights him after he fights him. Oh, he's old. Whoa. That's not what you were saying earlier. I remember everybody believed that Tyson Fury and Wilder was just a promotion. They was just talking to hype it up. That it was never going to happen. It was just talk. Now the fight actually might get close to it, and they're moving the goalposts back to where, oh, well, Tyson's not ready, and then you get conversations about, oh, well, how much money is they're gonna. Why does that matter? The fight is being made. Why are we concerned with those things right now?
Well, a few things. First of all, why does anybody care about who's getting how much money? Because nobody here is going to be getting money from it. So why do you give it? I don't ask you how much you're making at your job. You don't ask me how much I'm making at my job. So why the hell does everyone want to know? And why is it so important how much a fighter gets for a fight? Why is that so important? I don't get it. I don't think it's anyone's goddamn business, to be perfectly honest.
Well, listen, I think the reason why it's important to certain people because a lot of people like to use that as to justify a reason why their fighter probably didn't fight someone that they should have actually fought. Like, for example, I'll take GGG and Charlo. Abel Sanchez made it very clear about how, from a money, from a certain perspective, he didn't want to make that fight. Now, me personally, I think that's a damn good fight. GGG and Charlo. Hell, I think that's a damn good fight, right? But to not fight him and make the excuse of why we didn't fight him and make it acceptable to the fans, they'll say, oh, well, Charlo don't bring no money to the table. Never mind the fact that it's a good fight. They just want to say, well, Charlo don't bring no money to the table. So they can justify their fight and not making that type of fight.
Talking that crap, that's all.
What'd you say?
That's Abel Sanchez talking crap, that's all.
But I'm just saying though, when a fight gets made, man, when a fight gets made, regardless of, like, I'm with you on this, right? Regardless of money, right? Are you going like Gennady Golovkin might not get the kind of money he would make if he fought Canelo Alvarez, but you're not going to tell me Gennady Golovkin and Charlo won't do something on a financial scale better than, you know what I'm saying? Better than
Golovkin versus Matarosian.
Right, right, exactly. Like, so you telling me that Golovkin versus Monterosian wouldn't have did better on a financial scale than Gennady Golovkin and Charlo wouldn't have did better than him and Vanes Monterosian? Because we at least know Charlo from a physical standpoint is better than Vanes Monterosian.
Yeah, but the argument will go, well, who's he for?
Who's Vanes Monterosian for? Who's Vanes Monterosian for?
That's what somebody's going to say about the whole Charlo thing. Who's he for? To be worthy to fight the great Golovkin.
Who did Willie Monroe? Who did Curtis Stevens? Who did Vanes Monterosian? Who did any David Lemieux? Who did any of them dudes fight to do that?
Abel Sanchez said these words. Charlo said to me he was ordinary. He ain't fought nobody, and he fought a cripple. That's what Abel Sanchez told me.
Well, he fought a cripple at 160, but at 154, he didn't fight cripples at 154. He fought Austin Trout. He fought Julian Williams. I mean, you look at who he fought at 154, and you trying to compare his whole legacy, what he did at 154 to one fight that the WBC, by the way, ordered for him to fight at 160. Come on, man.
On the subject of Charlo, when's he fighting again?
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing. I would like to see him fight again too soon. Stay busy.
Same here. One fight that I believe is going to happen is Andrade versus
Billy Joe Saunders.
That's one hell of a fight.
I like that fight. I don't think that fight's not gonna be a casual fanfare friendly fight. It's gonna be a chess match between two slick boxers. I like that fight.
I have Andrade winning that fight. And even blinking my eyes over, I see Andrade winning that fight.
I don't know. Andrade, I don't know. I didn't like how Andrade looked in his last fight. I think it was against Koke. Well, no. Yeah, his last fight was Koke, wasn't it? When he won the WBA title?
Might be.
I think that was his last fight was Cole K. So I didn't like how he looked against Cole K in that fight. I do like how he looked against Alontis Fox. I definitely like how he looked against Willie Nelson. You know, hell, even when he fought Vondas Monterosa. Now that we get that, Dimitri. Now the thing about Dimitri Andrade is he is always in the gym and he always stays ready. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Billy Joe hasn't fought in a while either, so neither one of these guys would have fought in a minute.
Billy Joe Saunders and Tyson Fury have something in common. They both are basically dining out on one win. You look at their careers, very similar. Dying out on one win.
Billy Joe biggest win is what? Andy Lee.
His biggest win is the fight against what's his name? The guy who can't box but can only punch from Canada, Lemieux.
Well, not necessarily because he beat Andy Lee. That was a surprise to everybody.
No, it wasn't a surprise to everybody.
Yes, it was, man. Nobody had Billy Joe. Nobody had Billy Joe beating Andy Lee at that time, man.
No, come on, man. Billy Joe would have beaten thing.
Nope, nobody had Billy Joe beating Andy Lee though,
yes,
man.
They did, man. Come on, man.
Who had?
I had.
You had him?
Of course I did.
Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't see him beating Andy Lee.
Oh, come on, he beats Andy.
I didn't see him beating Andy Lee because I think, matter of fact, when he fought Andy Lee, wasn't that right after he fought Chris Eubanks?
It might have been. It might have been.
Right, and I didn't rate Chris Eubanks Jr. that high. I'm like, this guy is not no. And when he beat Andy Lee and knocked him out too, I was like, oh snap. So yeah, you got to give him that one. Now David Lemieux, I don't know why everybody was. I knew he was going to beat David Lemieux. I mean, he was a better boxer, and Gennady Golovkin was able to outbox David Lemieux. So I don't know why everybody was tripping about David Lemieux.
It's the punch power. It was that, if he landed, what would have happened? And, Billy was too slick for him. Way too slick for him.
Yeah, but David Lemieux is trash, man. David Lemieux is a C-level fighter, man. He is.
I think he's fighting Spike O'Sullivan now.
Who, David Lemieux?
David Lemieux's going to fight Spike O'Sullivan, I understand.
Yeah, that's actually a step up for Spike O'Sullivan.
Who wins?
See, that's you're right. The problem with that, I'm not sold on Spike O'Sullivan. I haven't seen him in there with anybody that makes me, if David Lemieux comes at him and starts pressing him and everything like that, I think David Lemieux can win because I just haven't seen enough out of Spike O'Sullivan for me to be confident in him. I mean, shoot, name one credible opponent that Spike O'Sullivan has fought. So
Chris Eubanks Jr.
Spike O'Sullivan?
Yeah.
He didn't fight Chris Eubanks Jr. He did.
Truth and accident or facts about boxing. That's what Eugene calls you.
Oh, okay. That's my man, Eugene.
Yeah, accident.
Okay, then. Well, hey, that's a new one on me. I didn't know he fought Chris. That's the one that Eubanks won, I think, though, right? Eubanks Jr. won that fight.
Yeah, he did. Eubanks Jr. won the fight, yeah. Lemieux will Spike O'Sullivan.
I mean, I kind of agree with that. I think he will.
Wayne, I know that's not my point. I don't blame these fighters for trying to get every penny they can. The amount of money a fighter makes should have nothing to do with boxing and reputation. What do you think about that?
Read that again.
Wayne, I know that's not my point. I don't blame these fighters for trying to get every penny they can. The amount of money a fighter makes should have nothing to do with their boxing and reputation.
I agree with that, but here's the problem. The problem is because of the way boxing is today, right? Because of the way it's been framed. And as a matter of fact, I'm not going to even just say today. Boxing has kind of always been like that, high risk, low reward. That's the reason why, like, you had guys like Winky Wright that a lot of people didn't fight him for some reason. He started getting fights late. But the problem that you have is, as promoters, when they go to make a fight, they want to make sure that when they make this fight, whether they win or they lose, they win as far as the financial aspect of it, because this might be the only fighter that they have. Yeah. So if this is the only fighter that I have and he loses, I want to make sure that until I'm able to rebuild my stable, I have enough from a financial end, you know what I'm saying, to keep this going.
Yeah.
And, and the same thing with fighters. I mean, some fighters fight at a certain point that when they get to that point, they like, man, I'm finally at that point I've been waiting to get to. I want to squeeze every penny I can out of it. And fans put a lot of emphasis on it too. So I agree with it. It should not, because the thing that generated money back in the old days was the fights being made. You know what I'm saying? When you heard Leonard Hearns and Hagler and Duran and Hagler and Ugambi, them fights generated money because of what these guys actually did in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you with that.
What do you make of Ben Davison and the rest of the team saying they didn't want him to fight Wilder now, but Tyson saying he's his own man, he wants to fight Wilder?
I think that it's a situation where Tyson Fury controls his camp. And that's just what it is. Tyson Fury controls his camp. He's one of those guys that, he has a camp where I can have advisors, I can have influences, but at the end of the day, I call the final shot, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. And he's always been that way. And hats off to him. But I think the trainers know what you're ready. Like, your trainers know what you're ready for from watching you, or they get a feel for what you're ready for from watching you. But eventually, it's that fighter who might feel like it's sometimes just that hunger it's like, I equate this to, like, have you ever been hungry and you go to eat and you look at the menu and you order all this food and they bring it and you eat half a plate and you full? And that's sometimes what happens with fighters. Fighters get that competitiveness and they get that hunger in them, and then they realize this just might be more than what I thought I could really handle. But your trainers who watching you train, who know your habits and all that, they have an actual better feel, and in my honest opinion, than most fighters, what you're ready for. I remember, who was it? Buddy McGirt that was telling Gotti, you shouldn't fight Floyd. You should not fight Floyd. But Gotti really wanted that fight.
Wayne says, Martz, maybe Asgar as part of the team has not been allowed to talk to media. Well, to be honest, I haven't reached out to Asgar. I haven't reached out to him. I've kind of like left him to do what he's doing with Team Fury. If he reaches out to me and says, I'd like to do an interview with Ingram, I'd like to talk to you, then fine. But I wish Asgar all the best in what he's doing. And if he wants to talk to us, then fine. But I'm not going to reach out to talk to him. I think there's expression, let sleeping dogs lie. He's doing what he's doing with the team. And if he's allowed to talk or he wants to talk, he knows where I am, and he can always buzz me an email or he can send me a Twitter message. But I'm not pushing out for that. Let's see here. Junior needs to get that IBO belt back that Groves put in the bin. LOL. Casual says, money is a test for a fighter. It can make you a better fighter or a greedy one. When blessed with a gift of money, use it wisely. J124 says, I love to see fighters getting paid. I just don't like the whole sport to revolve around money when it means more than that.
Hold on, wait a minute. That one? Here's the only issue with that one is for any sport, money is the driving reason for that sport. And that is the problem to a certain degree you're going to have. Who's that? J124? That's the problem you're going to have, J124, is any sport is driven by money. The owners, the boosters, the fans, and things of that nature. So money is a driving thing behind any sport. I hear what you're saying. It should be more than that, but the main reason why any of this happens, goes down, your ability to promote a fight is based off the amount of money they think the fight's going to make. If they think the fight's not going to make a lot of money, you're not going to have a lot of promoting of the fight, because you have to pay for the promotion. Like, you got to pay for your guys to go on ESPN. You got to pay for your guys to go on toe to toe. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for them to have the commercial. You got to pay for the commercial time. So I hear what you're saying, but
the Cali Enigma says Jamal Charlo is likely to end up on the undercard of Spence versus Garcia or Fury versus Wilder. Is that Spence versus Garcia fight going to happen?
I don't know. And that's another fight. Just like I don't think Tyson Fury is ready for Wilder. Mikey Garcia should not. No, Mikey Garcia is no. He's no.
You know, I'm going to say something here. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to do a video on it. Now, I have an argument as to why Mikey Garcia could take this fight against Spence.
Go ahead. Let me hear it.
You remember Sugar Shane Mosley?
Mm-hmm.
Lightweight. and people said he was going to go up to what, welterweight to fight. What's his name? Oscar De La Hoya. Twice. Oscar De La Hoya was bigger. He was strong. He had that big left hook, and he beat the shit out of Oscar. Not once, but twice. Spence, for all that they say he's all this greatness he has, who has Spence actually fought on his resume? I had this conversation over there with Beverly. Who has Spence got on his resume that he's beat? Talk to me.
Okay.
First.
Who he has on his resume that he beat, all right? You might not like to hear this. He has Kell Brooks, and he also has Lamont Peterson. Now, if you want to talk about former champions, he also have Chris Algieri, who was a former champion.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me rip this shreds. First and foremost. Kell Brook had got smashed up by Gennady Golovkin. That was the first.
Right. Okay.
No, that's the first one. Lamont Peterson had got splattered by Lucas Matisse. Okay. Next.
How many fights prior to that, though?
He got splattered. He got splattered by Lucas Matisse. He got splattered by other guys as well. I wasn't the other guy he got splattered by.
No. That after the Lucas Matisse fight. How long ago was that? Because he fought Danny Garcia in a fight that I thought he actually won.
Listen, I love Lamont Peterson.
I thought he won that fight, but when you say who is he beating, I'm giving you the names of quality opponents that he has beaten. Lamont Peterson still is a quality opponent and is a name. Kell Brook, that's not his fault that Kell Brook decided to fight Gennady Golovkin and had to come in and fight him. But you still got to give him that because, but I mean, you still got to give him Kell Brook. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What about Mikey Garcia's resume? Let's look at Mikey Garcia's resume for a second. The guys.
Mikey Garcia fought Zala Katanen. Mikey Garcia at that time fought who's always a guy that's a dangerous guy to fight. The tough fight was Orlando Salido. Mikey Garcia also fought whether we like it or not, he just got done fighting Robert Easter Jr. and all them things. But my problem with what you're saying is Mikey Garcia at 140 when he fought, he looked soft around the belly. And you don't want to look soft around the belly when you're fighting Earl Spence because he's a guy who attacks the body. And Robert Garcia even said how Mikey never does sit-ups. He doesn't. He just runs all the time. And, so if you're not strengthening your core, you can't just all of a sudden strengthen your core in a 9-week training camp or 10-week training camp to go in there and get somebody that punches to the body like that.
I'm a bit concerned. For me, I'm always concerned when fighters decide to make these crazy decisions like this. And I think to myself, well, has he heard something along the circuit about Spence? Has he heard something on the circuit about Spence that we are not aware of that's made him take this fight or want to take this fight? So eager to take this fight. There's something Spence does well and there's something Spence don't do well. Spence is vulnerable to a left hook and Spence also does pull straight back from punches and he gets hit too often. Right? And he's pretty...
Well, here's the thing. I think the reason why the thing that Earl Spence does wrong, Mikey Garcia actually has the ring IQ to expose that.
That's what I'm saying here.
Okay, he has the ring. But my thing is, does he have the body makeup to do what he needs to do to handle what's going to come back at him? See what I'm saying?
How big a punch is Mikey Garcia, would you say?
At the division that he is at, he's a very big puncher. But at 147, I can't say he's a big enough puncher at 147 to earn Earl Spence's respect because I haven't seen him fight nobody at 147 yet. Because hell, even when he fought Sergey Lipin up at 140, he didn't necessarily knock him out. So I got to see what he looks like at 147 against somebody.
Is it a fight you'd like to see?
Yes, most definitely I would like to see it because I truly believe, listen, from a ring IQ standpoint, I think if Mikey Garcia from a ring IQ standpoint can get in there and physically maintain, yes, he beats Earl Spence because he has that ring IQ. And Mikey Garcia has underrated athleticism. And I think people like when I saw Mikey fight Robert Easton Jr., it was the first time Mikey was at a disadvantage in height and reach, and his IQ is what was able to, he had to be the aggressive fighter, and he was able to do that, make that adjustment and do that, right? Now, Earl Spence Jr. is a totally different beast than Robert Easton Jr., okay? Earl Spence is a totally different beast than that, right? So I'm just saying that for me personally, I am a little, I'm one of those, I'm a little like, ooh, "Ooh, I don't know, Mikey, you shouldn't do it." But at the same time, the fan in me would love to see it, because I've seen fighters before do what Mikey Garcia has been talking about in the sport of boxing, and have been able to be very good and effective at it too. Sugar Ray Leonard, with his punk ass, came out of retirement and fought Marvin Hagler and was able to hold him off. So,
see, now the thing going into this fight, Spence will think, I'm the bigger man. I'm just going to walk in there and just knock him over. And if he goes in with that approach against a guy who's got a higher ring IQ, the worst thing you could do in a boxing match is prepare for a war. Is going to the ring without expecting a war, and then a war's brought to you.
mm-hmm.
Now, if Spence goes in with a mindset, oh, I'm a bigger man, I'm just going to go in there and take him out, and Mikey's able to neutralize that, take advantage of that, and start to box, and bring a surprise on Spence, and able to move, be much more flexible, able to hurt Spence, then we've got a fight on.
We got a fight on, but now here's something too. It's not to say that Errol Spence Jr. don't have any ring IQ, because yes, he does. Errol Spence does have some ring IQ. I don't think his ring IQ is as high as Mikey's. Let me add that in, because in the fight where Errol Spence Jr. In the fight where Errol Spence fought Lamont Peterson, he showed a different wrinkle of his game. He did a lot more moving. He showed some good countering. He just showed me a lot more than him just coming forward and trying to be overly aggressive. He actually did some good boxing stuff that a lot of people thought he didn't do. Now, here's the thing about Earl, though. Here's the funny thing about Earl is, for a guy that don't move his head, Errol Spence opponents only land like about 24% of their punches on him. And this is for a guy who don't move his head a lot. But I think that may also be because of the volume of punches that he throws back as far as going to the body as well.
Okay. Another point we want to mention here very quickly. I read a story I was licking my lips at. My man, Andre Ward, there was talk about him making a comeback. My man, the Batman of boxing. Oh, man, I love that man. I love that man so much. I read the story, Ward's coming back. I don't know how true it is, but in the interim, he's got to deal with Tony Bellew.
I don't think if Andre Ward comes back, he should take one fight at Cruiserweight first before he tries to fight Usyk. And he most he should actually take a fight, maybe even 2 fights at Cruiserweight before he comes back and fight Usyk.
Listen, my man is in the Ward cave, and he's just studying Usyk, and he's breaking him down. He's breaking him all down in the Ward cave. God, yeah, we're ready for him. But
you breaking a fighter down and actually what you see in the ring are 2 different things.
Well, he broke down Kovalev, didn't he? And then he did it in the ring, didn't he?
Yeah, but in the first fight, he struggled with Kovalev in the first one. Now he was better in the second one. In the second one, he was actually in the second one, he was better in the second one.
What did he do with him?
Huh?
What did he do with him in the second fight?
Oh, the number one thing was he had more of his legs up underneath him in the second fight.
Okay. Did he do a number on him?
Did he do a number on him as far as what?
Did he do a number? Did he beat him?
Yeah, he knocked him out. He knocked him out.
As it says in the Bat Cave or the Ward Cave, case dismissed. Move on.
Okay, you can say that, but Usyk is no Kovalev. Let's make that. Usyk is from a skill set level. Usyk is no Kovalev. He's way better than Kovalev on a skill set level.
Yeah, it's a great fight. But if Ward can get on the inside, of Usyk, that's what I want to see.
Well, listen, and I know a lot of people might get mad at me for saying this. Most of your Eastern European fighters are not. They're not. Well, I'm not going to even just say Eastern European fighter. A lot of the fighters today are not inside fighters.
There you go.
That's just part of the game that a lot of these fighters are. I'm not going to just say it's one group. I think a lot of these fighters today, like Danny Garcia, likes punching on the inside. Sean Porter likes getting on the inside, but very few fighters like getting on the inside because it's a rough and tough thing. And a lot of fighters, like guys like Usyk, uses his footwork and everything like that to
get away from that, not get involved.
Right, to get away from that. That's it. Like he uses his footwork very good at changing his offense to defense right away. So I think footwork for footwork, Usyk can keep up with Ward from a footwork standpoint. Now, The ring IQ, even though Usyk has good ring IQ, the ring IQ is it's the same thing with Spence and Garcia. I'm not saying that Spence, like I said before, I'm not saying Spence don't have ring IQ. I just think he don't have it to the degree of Mikey. But same thing with Usyk. I'm not saying Usyk don't have ring IQ. I just don't think he has it to that same degree of Ward.
Let me give you a fancy matchup. Evander Holyfield that's just beat Muhammad Kawi versus Usyk, who's just beat Garcia. Who wins?
Evander Holyfield. I saw that. Evander Holyfield. Listen, I watched that fight not once. I watched that fight 4 times, and I watched the second time where Holyfield fought. What's the name again? You said it?
Muhammad Kawi.
Muhammad Kawi. Now remember, the first time Holyfield was considered green. The first time he fought him, everybody felt like this dude shouldn't be in there, right? I think Holyfield wins. I'm gonna tell you why. From an activity rate, Holyfield from just pure activity, right, could detract Usyk just from activity rate. And here's something that a lot of people don't understand: Holyfield at cruiserweight had a much better jab than what he had at heavyweight. Okay. And if you watch the Usyk fight where Usyk fought Bradis was able to be effective against Usyk because he was pumping that jab. Holyfield would use that jab, get inside, and just explode on Usyk. But it would be a very good fight. But when we're talking cruiserweights, you're hard pressed to get me to pick anybody that's going to whoop Holyfield at cruiserweight. Like you got to go Leon Spinks, and you know what I'm saying? You got to go like that with me when it comes to cruiserweight.
So where does a haymaker fit in all this at cruiserweight?
Against who?
Those 3 guys. Where does he fit in his
legacy? Wait a minute. Against Holyfield, Usyk, and Ward?
At cruiserweight.
Against who though? Against who?
Holyfield. And where does his legacy? Where does Hayes' legacy fit when you got Usyk and Holyfield? Where does he fit?
He'd be in the top 10. He'd be in the top 10.
I'm gonna ask a question here. You might think it's a bit silly. Where does cruiserweight Thomas Hearns fit in this?
Cruiserweight who?
Thomas Hearns.
Come on, man. Don't do this to me.
No, where does cruiserweight Thomas Hearns fit? Look, he was cruiserweight. He won the title.
Yeah, but
where does cruiserweight James Toney fit?
That's a really good question. Now, that's a really good, you know what? Wow. That's a good question, man, because when you look at what he did at cruiserweight and who he beat, versus who Tommy Hearns beat at cruiserweight and what he did, it's totally different. So yeah, that's a good question. Damn. And the sad part is the cruiserweight division, because remember Bobby Ches?
Yep.
A lot of people forget Bobby Ches.
Yep.
He was a long-time reigning cruiserweight champion. Yep. And so was what's the dude name that fought Roy Jones? I think his name was Quicksilver or something like that. What was his name?
Not Jeff Harding.
No.
Hill, not Hill. Virgil Hill.
Virgil Hill was another very good cruiserweight. So, huh?
You got John as well.
Yeah, Virgil Hill. So, I think you know what? Okay, I think if we're talking David Haye, because see when you're talking cruiserweight division, what I normally tend to like to do is I look at the era that the guys fought and who those guys was that they fought. Yeah. Right. So it's hard, man. I think for David Haye, I think you can't knock what he did at cruiserweight, but I just that division at that time really didn't have those kind of challengers that I'm looking at with Usyk, that I was looking at with Evander Holyfield.
Okay, you got Jean Mormick as well. Before Haye beat him, Jean Mormick.
Come on, man, Mormick, John Mormick.
Yeah,
you was impressed with him.
It wasn't that bad. He's a cruiserweight. You got to throw him in the mix.
Yeah, but I mean, wait a minute. Do you rate him above? John McMahon was a C+ fighter, dog, at best. B- at best.
So when Haye knocked him out, it didn't mean anything then.
Yeah, it meant something, but you're talking about a guy that was a C+ fighter, though.
Where'd you put Enzo Macronelli then?
Who?
Enzo Macronelli.
The guy that beat Roy Jones?
Yeah.
That dude is trash. That dude is trash.
He was WBO champion, made 4 or 5 defenses.
And wait a minute, after he beat Roy Jones, he got flattened. Remember who was that he fought that just ran him over? Who was that he fought?
Okay, all right. Okay. And Marco Hook, where are you gonna put Marco Hook then?
Okay, now you got me.
Go through Marco Hook.
Now you got me. You got to put Marco Hook up there. You got to put Marco Hook up there. He held the title for how long? Matter of fact, he was about to break a record. I'm laughing at Mike. I finally turned the chat on. Mike got no chin, Enzo.
Yeah. I gotta throw him in there. Johnny Nelson and Glenn McCrory.
I'd rather have. I actually like Johnny Nelson. I would rate Johnny Nelson pretty high. I'm not gonna even lie. I rate Johnny Nelson pretty high. See, you know, and this is good. We talking about because the cruiserweight division forever has been a division that nobody ever really talked about because it's in between light heavyweight and heavyweight.
What I'm gonna do for fantasy reasons only. Deontay Wilder's gonna move to cruiserweight. He's making a big move to cruiserweight. How does he do?
He becomes an undisputed champion at cruiserweight, man. You kidding me?
Oh, there's one other guy we can't forget at cruiserweight. That really tall guy, not Lebedev, the guy that beat Lebedev. The tall guy. What's his name? Shit.
There was a Garcia. You talking about Garcia?
Oh, Garcia. He's the guy that beat Lebedev. Tall guy. Big. Can't remember his name again. Not Bell. He beat Lebedev. Somebody's going to bring his name up in a minute.
He beat Lebedev? Let me look it up.
Yeah, come on, man. Not Garcia. The guy who's really tall, big black guy. Guillermo Jones. There you go.
Who?
Guillermo Jones.
What they say? Oh,
he's Cuban, isn't he? You should know him.
No, I don't know him. That's a shock to me. I don't know that guy. Guillermo Jones. I don't know that guy.
He must be Cuban. Guillermo, name like that. He must be Cuban.
Wait a minute. Say his name again.
Guillermo.
Wait a minute. Whoa. What are you saying?
Guillermo, isn't it? Guillermo Jones.
No, that's not how you say that name, man.
What's it?
Guillermo Jones.
There you go. See, he's Cuban. You just Cuban stamped him there, and he's gone missing.
And I think he might have been from Panama.
Ah, Panama, Cuba, same place but different. That's what you call a boxing fan with goalposts.
As my man Twan would say, it was nothing more than a banana boat away. That's what my man Twan would say.
Panama, he might well have been from. Yeah. He made a bit of ice look like 2 grapefruits after they fought. Yeah, Guillermo. There you go, Guillermo.
Yeah, Guillermo.
Yeah, there you go. So you got him as well. You got all those guys to add now in a cruiserweight mix. You got Usyk and Holyfield, and you're going to mix those other guys in. David Haye.
David Haye, Kwawi.
Yeah. Okay, how do you
do Holyfield? You got to throw Virgil Hill in there. Johnny Nelson.
Does Usyk beat Kawi? That Kawi that fought with Evander Holyfield. Does Usyk beat?
No, he does not beat that Kawi because that Kawi was an inside fighter. And that's the one thing Usyk can't do. That Kawi could get inside, and he could also, if he had to, he could box his way in or bully his way in. Like he was short and stocky and had a way of bullying you. So no, I don't think that Usyk beats that Kawi. It's a good fight though. It's a damn good fight.
Haye versus Kawi.
David Haye gets his ass whooped.
Even with all that punching power?
Yep, even with that punching power. I think David Haye gets whooped, even with that punching power. He leaves himself open too much for punches. And again, David Haye was one of those guys that didn't like to fight on the inside.
But Haye's out of the equation. Let's see now. Put respect back in the yeah, good God, yes, I saw that fight. His head looked like an elephant, man. Bless him. Holy is the man. So Holyfield is definitely the man without a doubt at cruiserweight. Hold on. James Toney beat Holyfield at heavyweight.
He beat him at heavyweight,
and he'll probably beat him at cruiserweight as well. Because I don't think much changes. Holyfield is younger, but technically, standpoint, he doesn't change. Tony's still going to do them same things. He's still going to be catching Holyfield. He's still going to have the hand speed, even faster.
See, the thing is, though, I would have liked to see Holyfield and Spence fight at cruiserweight.
Okay.
Because Spence at cruiserweight, dog, was a beast.
Okay.
He was a beast. That it's I tell you what, it's if I edge between Spence and Holyfield, I would edge Holyfield slightly because he was able to become undisputed.
But hold on, we're forgetting James Toney here.
At cruiserweight?
A cruiserweight.
But see, James Toney beat Holyfield at heavyweight. He didn't face that Holyfield that was a cruiserweight Holyfield.
He beat his ass at cruiserweight as well. Come on, what are doing different? They both would have been lighter, but skill set.
Skill set?
Tony still got the skill set.
Tony got the skill set. Tony got the temperament.
And Tony would have been hitting hard at cruiserweight as well.
I still take Holyfield, man.
No, man, I'm going with Tony.
I got Holyfield, man. I got Holyfield, man. I got Holyfield, man.
Pound for Man says Holyfield's more of a boxer at cruiserweight than he was at heavyweight. Prime cruiserweight, Holyfield defeats cruiserweight. Tony, we saw. Whoa, okay. Okay.
My man. That's Mike pound for pound, baby.
Okay. All right.
My man Cash Yuli said he had to dip out. It's been a pleasure. My man.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm telling you, man, it's hard. Like I said, the only person I would put there with Holyfield is Spence. That's it.
What about Thomas Hearns? You know, nothing to Thomas Hearns then. You just marking Thomas Hearns out as a cruiserweight. Length, height, power, boxing ability. Experience.
He wasn't that same. He wasn't that same Tommy Hearns that we saw at 147, man.
No, of course he wouldn't be.
No, he wasn't that same Tommy Hearns at 147. And I mean, I give it to him. It's just that I don't think like he wasn't in there with like what guy he fought that was a Holyfield type or a Kwawi type. What guy was that he fought that was like that at cruiserweight?
No, he had an IBA cruiserweight title, didn't he? Whatever the hell that was.
Exactly.
Have you seen an IBA title since?
Was it? Would you say IBA? No, it hasn't been one since.
I'm sure he had an IBA title, Hearns. Somebody check that out, but I'm sure Hearns had an IBA title. Not IBO, IBA. International Boxing.
Mike is so wrong. Oh, man, Mike is so wrong. Mike is so foul. Mike, you so foul.
Cruiserweight Hearns was AARP Social Security age. He won the IBO title at Cruiserweight. I'm sure he won an IBA title as well.
Oh, man. Mike is so wrong.
Or maybe that was Bobby Gunn.
Mike is so wrong, man. Oh, man. All right, and now if he won that IBO title at Crew, that IBO title was not even recognized as a major title. So
Holyfield's about at cruiserweight. Then we're gonna leave it as that. Are we gonna leave it as that?
Holyfield, what?
At cruiserweight. He's
the man at cruiserweight. I'm gonna leave it to the fans to say that one.
You think so?
Yeah, I got okay. Well, Holyfield is 1 and Spence is 1.5.
Okay, and what about Usyk? So where does Usyk fit in all this? Then he's 3 then.
No, Usyk. Let me see. You got Holyfield, you got Spence, you got Kwawi. I would put Usyk around about 4 or 5. I'll put him around 4 or 5, most definitely.
Okay. Does your expectation of, or does your ranking of him change if he goes up to heavyweight and beats someone like a Joshua?
No, my ranking does not change.
Why?
Because that's what he did at heavyweight. It's not what he did at cruiserweight.
Okay.
So I can't take what he does at heavyweight and apply it to cruiserweight. No.
That's all overall his ranking, because Holyfield's ranking gets higher because he goes up to heavyweight and does all those great things at heavyweight.
It shouldn't. His ranking for cruiserweight shouldn't go up higher because of what he did at heavyweight. Now, if you talking about like, okay, well, you talking about his overall ranking?
Yeah.
Well, let's put it like this. Right now, Usyk is on my pound for pound list. Usyk is number 4.
Okay. Who have you got? 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I got Terence Crawford number 1. I got Vasyl Lomachenko number 2. I got Naoya Inoue number 3, and I got Usyk at number 4. And I got I got Sor Rumbasai at number 5.
Oh, why is Lomachenko number 2 and Usyk number 2?
Well, why is he numbered? Go ahead. What?
Lomachenko isn't.
Say what?
WBO belts.
He what?
Lomachenko's got WBO belts, right?
No. Lomachenko right now, I believe, holds the WBA belt.
Okay, and Usyk holds all the belts, right? I believe.
Yes, but Lomachenko, hold on, because I already know where you're going with this. Yeah, Lomachenko holds the WBA, right? Okay. Now, because I know exactly where you're going with this, buddy.
Okay. Well, okay. Tell me. Stop me at the gate, then, brother.
Okay. Usyk, for me, I credit Lomachenko higher because he's won titles in different weight divisions. Usyk has only been in one weight division, so I credit him a lot higher.
Yeah,
and
but he's not beat
and Lomachenko also beat a pound for pound fighter in Guillermo Rigondeaux, and he beat what should have been a pound for pound fighter and lineal champion in Jorge Linares.
Okay.
So because he went up in multiple divisions and he's won title, 3 different weight divisions, that's the only reason why I put him over Usyk is because he's done that.
No, I don't. I've got Usyk as undisputed, and he's undisputed 1, and the guys he beat to become undisputed, pretty good. I think have they all been champions?
Who?
So he beat Huck.
He beat Huck, and he beat
Huck. He beat Bradis.
He beat Huck, Bradis, and Garcia. Now he was the champion when he fought Huck.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So the only 2 champions he beat was Garcia and Bradis.
But Huck before that, if you look at Huck's legacy as a cruiserweight, he had a tremendous legacy as a cruiserweight. He had probably one of the longest, was looking to break the longest run of cruiserweight defenses. I think Johnny Nelson was it. Who was it? Johnny Nelson holds that.
Yeah, but Huck prior to that had lost to that dude Glowacki.
Okay.
So,
but before that, he was considered one of the greatest cruiserweights. Huck.
Yes, he was.
So Huck, he beats Huck.
But Huck had already been beaten though by Glowacki. Huck is no longer a champion, so some of that mystique and steam got to come off a little bit because he was already beat.
Okay, so Huck, Bradis, he beat. Bradis was unbeaten.
Bradis, and he was a champion.
Okay, and Garcia was unbeaten, and he was a champion.
And he was a champion, right?
Right, and who did Garcia beat on his way to the title? On the way to the final, undisputed title?
He beat Denis Lebedev. He beat he beat Lebedev to become a champion. Which actually, see, the thing about that was Garcia got screwed because both of those titles should have been on the line when he fought Lebedev, but it wasn't. Only one.
Okay.
And both of them, because Lebedev was a unified champion, right? So he beat Lebedev to become the champion. Then who did he fight? Because I know he beat Dorticos in a unified match, and he beat somebody prior to that. So yeah.
So there you go. So for me, I think Usyk should be number 2, undisputed. You've got to give it that. Get all the belts. You can do if you want. Get all the belts together.
Yep.
The best guys around. Basically, out his division, because nobody could say there's nobody else in the cruiserweight division. People say, well, Usyk didn't face that guy. He's the number 1 guy.
Okay.
Number 1 guy.
All right, and this is this again. Guillermo Rigondeaux, former pound for pound fighter, lineal champion.
Yes.
And what Guillermo Rigondeaux, from a value standpoint, is way more value than Bradis and Huck, in my opinion. Then Jorge Linares, again, from a value standpoint, Rigondeaux and Linares from a value standpoint is equal to those 4 fighters.
Linares had been beat before.
Yeah, but when was the last time Linares lost? And Linares was a lineal champion who went on a big run. So now here's the thing, though. With that being said, see this now.
You have to add into that mix. Crawler twice, Anthony freaking Crawler. And even my boy, I like him, Luke Campbell.
Well, he beat Crowder for the title, then rematched him.
Yeah, Crawler. Come on, man.
Anthony Croy. Hey, he beat him for the title in rematching though.
Which was what's his name? What's this guy? What's his name? The guy who beat. I mean, that night the guy was even a world champion. I mean,
Hold on. Let me ask you this then. Do you feel people should be putting Vasily Lomachenko over Terence Crawford?
Hell no.
Okay.
No, okay. Crawford's undisputed. I think it should be, my personal opinion. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think it should be Crawford 1, Usyk 2, just because he's undisputed.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I have Crawford. I'm gonna tell you why I have Crawford higher rated than Vasily Lomachenko, because Terence Crawford was a unified champion at 135, undisputed champion at 140. Now he only holds one belt currently at 147, but Vasily Lomachenko has always only held one belt in each weight division, and this is the only weight division he's been in right now where he wasn't holding the WBO belt. He's now holding the WBA. Right.
Also, wait, Salido, yeah?
Orlando Salido?
He beat Lomachenko, regardless of how young he was in his career, and I don't hear none of that. He got beat by him.
He did.
The two other guys you're talking about haven't been beaten.
That's very, very true.
So
but since losing, but he turned around. He turned around right after that fight, and he beat an undefeated Gary Russell for the vacant title.
And that's nice. He got beat by Salido. Usyk and Terence Crawford are unbeaten.
I hear you, but wait a minute.
There's no dispute. They're undisputed. Both men two men are undisputed, right? Disputing their undisputedness in between them. Go ahead.
Yeah. The one thing that I said when I started this off was what I said. The only reason why I rate them higher is because they've won titles in multiple weight divisions. Usyk have yet to do it. So if Usyk goes to heavyweight and wins the title, automatically he jumps up to my number 2. That's the number one thing that I said.
What? Well, J124 comes out with Lomachenko 1, Crawford 2, Usyk 3, Golovkin 4. My powerful amount are done by who they have beaten.
Who is Lomachenko? Well, okay. Who is Lomachenko beat for you to say that he goes above Terence Crawford?
Shit.
That's all I'm saying. Who is Golovkin beat for you to tell me he's number 4 over Naoya Inoue? Daniel Jacobs over Omar Navarez? David Lemieux over Adrian Hernandez? David Lemieux was making his first title defense against Gennady Golovkin. Omar Navarez had 7, 8 title defenses and linear champion, along with Adrian Hernandez 7 to 8 title defenses and linear champion. So,
Inoue is a bad man. He's a bad man.
Yes, he does.
He's a bad man. The way he got rid of Jay McDonald was just like...
So I can't necessarily. And then Golovkin last fight ended in, whether we like it or not, it did end in a draw. And he struggled against Daniel Jacobs. So I don't know, man. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But if you say based off who they beat, then if we go resume for resume, because the only reason why I'm putting him ahead is because I do rate Lomachenko. I mean, I do rate Guillermo Rigondeaux and I do rate Jorge Linares very high, right? But I don't rate them higher than a Gamboa, who was a former pound-for-pound fighter, right? Whether you like it or not, he did beat an undefeated unified champion in what's the dude's name from Africa? What's the guy's name? The guy Crawford beat.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. And then even Felix Diaz is rated exceptionally high. So, so I mean, Victor Postal, you see what I'm saying? So, okay. I'm just saying when it comes. See, sometimes I think when it comes to Gennady Golovkin, it's a lot of
Golovkin's only, Golovkin's only beat. I think he's beat only 4 former champions.
Hold on, J1, 2, 3, 4. Gennady Golovkin did not beat Canelo.
Gennady Golovkin did not. That fight ended in a draw. Now, you might feel he beat Canelo, but how you feel and what's actually on paper are two different things. Now, he struggled against the Jacobs fight, right? So when I look at Naoya Inoue did not struggle against Omar Tavares, who was a long-time reigning champion and lineal champion. He did not struggle against Adrian Hernandez, another long-time reigning lineal champion, making multiple title defenses. He flattened him, ran right over. And then you look at what he just did to that dude McDonald. He ran him over. So that performance actually outdoes Gennady Golovkin's last two performances.
Yeah, definitely. I think Golovkin's hit his level, and now he's leveled out, and now I think he's in decline personally.
Oh yeah,
his level is in decline. That's what my belief is there. Right. Any more questions before we end this today?
I have none.
Well, Bo, as always, it is a pleasure to have you back on the show.
Yeah, this was a marathon. It was good. 2K came in and just was dropping. Bo,
yeah, we need to get Eugene back in here again as well. It'd be nice for you to face off against Eugene again, get thorough enjoyment out of that.
Hey, I wish I could have went to face off with Usyk and Garcia because I heard Eugene had Garcia.
Let's see what Eugene's there. Maybe we can get another face off between now and then. Maybe we can get a face off for Golovkin and Canelo.
Ooh, that would be good.
You think so?
That actually would be good.
So
that actually would be good. That actually would be good, man. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot more of these, Jay. In case you guys don't know, I don't think we actually made the official announcement. Truth and Facts Sports Talk.
Get it right.
Get now
right. Truth and some facts.
Truth and Facts Sports Talk is now joined in conjunction with BWTM. So yeah, you guys are gonna see this a lot more.
There you go. Yeah, we need to talk about that because we haven't finished completing that conversation.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that's great. I'm so excited that we've got Round for Round Boxing as in partnership or collaboration with BWTM Sports. We've got Three Kings Boxing, and now we've got Truth and Facts about some sports talk. Also in the house, which is fantastic. All these partnerships are great. It's definitely going to help the world of boxing. And for you, the fans out there listening in, to whet your appetite further. And we're going to get a new game dropping. We're looking forward to that. We've got Three Kings Boxing. That's going to get breaking news all the time. We've got Bo in here with some accidental facts, which will be fantastic as well. So can't complain. Bo?
Ingram Jones. Ingram.
By the way, the good thing about being in BWTM Sports is that I've got control of the camera.
Listen, man, always a pleasure being here to Truth and Facts Sports Talk, along with Round for Round, along with BWTM, man. I'm just happy to be here. Always a pleasure being talking to you, man. Man, I thank all you guys for being here. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Three Kings Boxing, where we bring you all the latest and greatest what's going on in boxing. Hey, just follow what we're doing, man, because we really bringing you unbiased, unopinionated sport. We're talking the facts around here.
Just to close, I think people are saying this should be a weekly show. You think we can do a weekly show?
Every Monday, I'm off. We could do it Monday or Sunday or Monday. It's fine with me.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
Right. This is BWTM Sports signing out. Have a great rest of the day. And don't forget to catch Round for Round Boxing for all the latest news on Round for Round Boxing. We're out of here. Take care.